In this video, I'm going to talk about JavaScript type conversions, and it focuses on any of the conversions to number. For the video, we're going to be using the explicit conversion to number, although the same rules apply to the implicit conversion. The explicit conversion function that we're going to use is named number, and it takes one parameter, that is some expression, and returns whatever that expression evaluates to as a number if possible. So it will be the number type, but if it can't be converted to a real number, it will be converted to a not a number. So here are some examples on the slide how you can explicitly convert possibly an expression that is a variable or a Boolean or a string into a number type, and let's look at that in detail when we look at the rules. Let's start with Booleans. The Boolean true converts to the number 1. Well, that kind of makes sense. True, on, 1, they all kind of have the same kind of meaning. For example, when you flip the light switch on, or when you flip the bit in your computer on, that is the value 1. So true makes sense to be 1. And false usually means nothing. It's not true, so it also makes sense that that evaluates to a value of 0. And let's just make sure. If we try to get the number of the keyword true, it does indeed return the value 1. Next, let's look at strings. If the string only has digits or a decimal point or the E for the scientific notation, then those digits will be able to be converted to a number. Anything that doesn't look like a number will convert to the not a number value. Let's look at some examples. So if we have a string hello, there's no obvious numeric value for hello, and so it returns the not a number. But if we have something that does have a numeric value, it returns us that numeric value. We can also have a decimal point in there. So if we have 3.45 in a string, then we will get the number 3.45 when we call the number function. And we also can use the exponential on there. So if we want to multiply that by 10 to the power of 2 or move the decimal point to the right by 2 places, then we are back to the 345 value. Next, let's look at how objects convert to a number. We have the special value of null, that is an object, and null is associated with nothing, so it makes sense that that will convert to the value 0. Any other value can't be converted to a number, so it's going to return not a number. And we're going to focus on that later. So now just remember that the object null will be converted to the value, numeric value of 0. So if we call the number function and pass in null, we do indeed get 0. Our last type is undefined, and undefined means that nothing has been said. We don't know what it is, and the type undefined has the value of undefined. There's no way to convert that to a logical number, so that will return not a number. Just like all of the other conversions, we can use variables. So if I have a variable y and I assign it the value of undefined, if I convert that variable y to a number, it sees there's no quotation marks around it, so it checks if there's a definition of that y, pulls out the value stored in the location for y, and returns undefined in this case, and the number of undefined is not a number. So that wraps up our rules for converting JavaScript types to number.